The support from the Australian government to the Philippine PPP Program and the PPP Center came in at the perfect timing in 2011. This is because it was during this time that we were building up the PPP Program and the PPP Center from its long history of private sector engagement, the BOT program, the private sector participation program of the previous administration. Thankfully, the Australian government brought in a team, actually a full complement of PPP experts from Australia, the DHD team, brought in to the PPP Center, helped us put together our key areas of necessary work at that time. Policy framework, prioritizing or mapping out our priority policy actions, and our implementing rules and regulations, and later, of course, the policy circulars, building up capacity building program for national and local governments, and of course, building up the very important PDMF, Project Development and Monitoring Facility.
The ADB and the Government of Australia have been working very closely together since 2011 to implement a technical assistant that is supporting the Government of the Philippines to work effectively with the private sector to build high-quality infrastructure through PPP projects. And these projects are having a huge positive impact in the lives of millions of Filipinos by, for instance, increasing access to better medical facilities, to schools, or bringing potable water to more households.
So with the PDMF, the PPP Center was able to engage international and local advisors for PPP project preparation and transaction advisory. By December 2012, or just over a year from the operationalization of the PDMF, the Philippines managed to competitively tender 8 PPP projects, 6 of which were funded by the facility. The PDMF-funded advisors has raised investor confidence to bid for PPP projects in the Philippines.
With the support of ADB and the Australian government, we were able to structure the PDMF that allows it to adjust to government priorities and programs. The PDMF is now supporting a pipeline of projects in the health sector and government property development. An important shift is also the support provided by the PDMF to local governments in basic infrastructure, such as water, sanitation, and solid waste management sectors.
On behalf of GMR Megawide Cebu Airport Corporation, as a direct beneficiary of the Australian Government's Technical Assistance Program in support of PPPs in the Philippines, we were able to transform Mactan Cebu International Airport into a leading tourism gateway to the Visayas and Mindanao region of the Philippines, thereby providing important social mobility, connecting people from various islands to the rest of the world. Many businesses in Cebu and the surrounding region have benefited from the airport's development and growth in the areas of tourism, resorts and hotels, restaurants, as well as travel services. And so we continue, despite the challenges of the pandemic, to be a catalyst for positive growth and change in the region.
Without the assistance of Australia, it would have been difficult for the PPP Center to provide the technical assistance needed by Iloilo for the 3 projects, the market rehabilitation, the Iloilo City Slaughterhouse, and the waste to energy. In behalf of Iloilo City, I would like to thank the Government of Australia, ADB, and the PPP Center for all the technical assistance it has given Iloilo City so that we can move forward even in the midst of this pandemic.
The TA allowed me to learn more about developing and assessing PPP projects. Through my scholarship program, I was able to increase my knowledge of preparing budgets and CBA, conducting strategic planning, and knowing the critical items for decision making. With this experience, I learned how to set my priorities and how to evaluate PPP projects from the government and private sector perspectives.
The TA provided me with the much needed technical know-how on dispute avoidance and dispute management. Most of my teammates are not familiar with dispute resolution methods, tools, and techniques. One nugget of wisdom in the TA that I got was how the forum should be fit to the nature of dispute and determining the appropriate alternative dispute resolution structural option based on the dispute at hand.
The policy on mainstreaming safeguards in PPP projects is actually an attempt to harmonize all existing laws and policies related to environmental, gender, and other social concerns in PPP projects. Through the TA, we were assisted by international and national consultants who selflessly share their knowledge and expertise with us in coming up with this policy. So now that it's being implemented, I am hopeful and expecting that we would encounter lesser delays in implementing infrastructure PPPs and, of course, place people at the center of our projects.
Because of Australia's support, the PPP Center is now more capable of fulfilling its mandate. Australia, you have planted seeds that will bear fruit in terms of public services for Filipinos for many years to come.
Maraming salamat.
Gracias!
Madamo gid nga salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.